Hey guys, welcome back to another Fibers in the Wind video. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification and set it to all so you're not going to miss any great content coming from me. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to crochet my brand new Field of Flowers dishcloth, and we have some yarn here and a crochet hook. You're going to start out by making a slip knot. You will need to know how to do some basic crochet for this tutorial. So let's get into the video. I already made my slip knot, and for this particular pattern, you're going to want to use any cotton yarn of your choosing, plus any corresponding crochet hook of your choosing, and we're just going to make a chain length as long as you would like the project to be to make your dishcloth. The sample that I will be showing you later on in the video is 9 by 9, so it's 9 inches wide by 9 inches long. So however many inches you want your dishcloth to be, that is however many chains you will make. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a sample. I'm not going to be crocheting the full thing because I'm just going to be crocheting just a few sample rows to show you how to do it, and then I have a full made sample that I will be showing you. I'm just going to crochet a few more stitches just to make it really pretty basic. So get a picture of what it looks like. So this is what we are looking like. I have this amount of chains, and we are just going to continue with the next row. Okay, so now we have our row of chains equaling the length of however large we would like our project to be. We are going to start off by doing a foundation row of single crochets for this particular pattern. So let me grab my yarn, let me grab my hook, and that's what we are going to be doing. So in the second chain from the hook, place a single crochet, and then also place a single crochet in each stitch across your row. If you do not know how to single crochet, make sure that you check out YouTube and watch a tutorial on how to single crochet. I will not be teaching you how to crochet specifically in this video. I am just going to be teaching you what's necessary for this particular pattern. So again, I'm just crocheting single crochets here, and you're just going to want to do this all the way across until you reach the end of your row. This is what your single crochets roughly should be looking like if you're using a yarn like this, or bigger if you're using a thicker yarn. So I will meet you back when we are done with row 1. Okay, so now that we finished our row of single crochet, this is what it's looking like. If you want to use a yarn that is a similar size to this, and you want to follow the pattern by doing a 9 by 9 square, you will need to do 46 chains equaling 45 stitches. That's what I did in the sample. So let's just continue. So to continue our pattern here, we are just going to chain 2 and turn our work. We are going to be doing my flowering upside down stitch for this pattern. I will leave an iCard in the corner here to the video on my channel on how you can crochet that stitch for a more in-depth tutorial, but I will be doing my best to show you how to make that stitch in this video now. So for this particular stitch, we are going to yarn over. Starting out, you're going to take your hook, stick it in the back loop only, with the front loop here and the back loop here. We're just going to go in the back loop only. Oops, and it's being a little funky. Go in the back loop only. And then you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. That will give you 3 individual loops on your hook. Then you're going to take your yarn, I'm going to bring it closer so you can see it, and this is the front loop, and you're going to take your hook, stick it through the front and back loop of the existing stitch that you already have with the loops, the 3 loops left on your hook. Stick it through, yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to now have 4 loops on your hook. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. So yarn over, stick it through the back loop of the stitch only, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops are on your hook. Then you're going to take your piece, hold it like this, and you're going to take your hook with the 3 loops on your hook, do not yarn over, stick it through the front loop of the stitch right here, and through the back loop of the stitch you've already worked, yarn over, pull up a loop. That will make 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 4. I'm going to show you again. Yarn over, stick it through the back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop. That gives you 3 loops. Stick it through stick it through the front loop right here, this loop right here, the front and back loop of the stitch that's already been worked, yarn over, pull up a loop. You now have the 4 loops on your hook, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're just going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through all 4 of the loops. So this is the stitch definition. It's what the stitch should currently be looking like, and again, you are just going to work that entire stitch all the way across until you get to the end. And again, if you do need assistance further with the stitch, I will be leaving a link in the iCard to that tutorial on my channel somewhere over here. And then also there's another variation of the stitch that we will be using in this pattern that you can also check out on my channel that I'll explain when we complete this row. Okay, so this is what the second row of your project is looking like. The stitch definition is beautiful. Now that we've completed that, as always, we are going to be chaining 2 at the end of every row, and then we're going to turn our work. So for this particular stitch, this is a similar stitch to the one we just did, but it's slightly different. This is the half double flowering upside down stitch. I will leave a link to find a video on how to crochet that somewhere, either in the description or in this video. I will leave a link so that you can learn how to do it if you need a more in-depth tutorial, but I'm going to show you as best I can here in the video. So it's very similar to the other one. So you yarn over, so you take your hook, you yarn over, and then you are going to stick it in the back loop of your stitch only, just like we did with the other stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, that'll give you the 3 loops on your hook. Do not yarn over, and then you are just going to take your hook, and then right there is the hole, and then this is the front loop. So you're just going to stick your hook in that front loop, going through the front and the back loop of the same stitch, yarning over, pulling up a loop. That should give you 4 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, leaving 3 loops left on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So yarn over, stick in the back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, leave the 3 loops on your hook, go through the front loop of your stitch and the back loop, yarn over, pull up, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 3. I'm going to show you one more time. Yarn over, stick it in the back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, leaving the 3 loops on your hook, go through this front loop here and through the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 3. So this is the half double version of the stitch. It is very beautiful, it's taller, and that is what we are going to be doing for this particular pattern. So go ahead and do this stitch all the way around, chain 2 when you get to the end, and then I'll meet you back and let you know the next step. Here is what this third row is looking like. The stitch definition is very, very beautiful. It's basically the same stitch as the one in the prior row, except just slightly taller. This is what it looks like on the back, because again, this back side is the front side of the previous row, and then this is what it looks like on the front side. So to begin our project, we are going to chain 2, which I already did. You're going to turn your work, and we are going to consider this row to be row A, and the row that we completed to be row B. So what we're going to do for this row is we are going to do row A, which is going to be the regular spread stitch or flowering upside down stitch. So we're going to yarn over, stick our hook in the back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then we are going to stick our crochet hook through the entirety of the stitch, going to the front and back loop, yarn over, pull up, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. So we are just going to go back to the regular flowering upside down stitch, which is row A for this tutorial, and we are going to do a row of that. So I will meet you back at the end of the row and let you know how to proceed. So this is what this next row is looking like. I believe this is row 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what it's looking like. The texture is very, very beautiful. So we just finished row A. And you're just going to alternate between row A and row B. And you're going to do that for the entire height of your dishcloth. So now that we have done row A, which is the flowering upside down stitch, we'll do row B, which is the half double version, and we will keep going ahead and doing that. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I will come back when I have a few rows done for the sample and kind of demonstrate how we are going to be completing this project. This is what my sample piece is looking like. The stitch definition is very beautiful and gorgeous. So you're going to chain 1 and you're going to end your pattern preferably on a half double flowering upside down stitch, but you can also end it on the single version row. So you're going to end it on row B, but it's okay if you have to end it on row A. That is totally fine. So now we're going to be crocheting around the pattern on the edges, and this is a little tricky, so make sure you chain 1, and then you're just going to find the corner of this particular stitch, and you're just going to try to find a place where it'll go in, and you're going to stick your hook in there, and you're going to make 2 single crochets. So you are going to do that all the way down. So you put 2 single crochets in the corner and then 1 single crochet evenly spaced until you get down here to this corner where you place 2 single crochets. So I'm just going to do a little bit on camera, kind of give you a look of what it looks like. There's no specific spot that it has to go. Just kind of make it as roughly as even as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just make it as even as you can. And just go all the way down, and then I will show you what to do when we get to the bottom. So this is roughly what your side will be looking like. You have the 2 single crochet here, and this is where I ended. And what you're actually going to want to do is crochet over your tail, so kind of hold it like this, and you're going to want to, there should be a hole kind of right here. And this is kind of roughly where you're going to be placing your 2 single crochets for the corner. So that is what you're going to do for that. Now what I like to do is go in the chain, but I like to go all the way at the bottom of the chain down here. That way I'm going through just underneath the first row of single crochets that we made. And it's easier than trying to go into one of the loops. You're just going all the way down at the bottom, and it should just pry right open for you. So I'm just going to do a few of these and then show you what it looks like, all while crocheting over my tail. You are going to want to leave some of the tail exposed so that you can weave in the tail in addition to crocheting over it. I personally find that just crocheting over it's not enough, but if you crochet over it and weave it in, it works pretty good. So this is what the bottom looks like. You can see right down here, you have your first row of singles as the base row at the beginning of the project, and now you have these singles right here. So you're just going to do that all the way across, and then when you get to the very end here, you will be placing 2 single crochets going all the way up this side of the project, putting one evenly spaced all the way up, and then when you get to the corner here, you will be placing 2 single crochets. And then when you're done with that, you are going to work in these stitches, placing 1 single crochet in each, and then I will explain what to do from there. This is what we're looking like. We have gone all the way around, a corner up here, a corner down here, a corner here, and then a corner up here, and I did place the corner in the actual first stitch of this upper row. So the corners are just going to have 2 single crochets, and then I want to show you this. When you get to the last stitch, this is the first corner that you made, so this is pretty much the end of this round. So you're going to want to crochet, here's the corner right here, you're going to want to put 1 single crochet in the first stitch of your corner, and then this would be your second stitch of your corner right here, and then that is then where you are going to place 2 single crochets. And then for this, you're just going to then put 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way down until you get to your corner. Again, the first stitch of the corner is going to get 1 single crochet, and then the second stitch here is where you will be making your 2 single crochets, and you'll do that all the way around, and that is how you're going to make the edge of your project. So that's pretty much it for the edge of the project. And then when you get to your corner here, when you're finishing your project, you're just going to fasten off in whatever method you choose. I like to do the invisible join to fasten off, so you can look up how to do that, but you can fasten off in any way that you like. So I'm going to show you my full sample right here. This is the full sample. This is what it's looking like. It is very beautiful. I just did 2 rounds of single crochet all the way around, making a corner. You can kind of tell this is where the join is, but it's the invisible join's a little bit large there. But this is what the finished project is looking like. It's very beautiful. I did 46 chains for a total of 45 stitches. There are 3 rows of single crochet at the bottom down here, because remember there's a base row, and then I added 2 rounds of the border. So that is how you crochet the Field of Flowers dishcloth. I hope you make a ton of these. If you liked this tutorial and you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and set your bell notifications to all so you never miss an upload. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and head on over to my channel to watch some of my most recent content or binge watch some of my older content.